Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're talking about Greenland and how a really strange proposal to buy it kicked off this massive superpower standoff. We're talking the United States versus its oldest allies, a fight that really showed some serious cracks at the top of the world.
And really, it all kicks off with this. Look at this quote. Enough is enough. No more fantasies. That is incredibly blunt language coming from a world leader. You just don't hear stuff like this in diplomacy, right? It really tells you just how intense this whole situation got.
So you gotta ask, right? How did we get here? How did things get so bad that the leader of Greenland is publicly telling the US president to stop dreaming about annexing his country? Let's dive in and unpack how this whole crisis went down.
Okay, Section 1, a diplomatic crisis. And yeah, you could say that. The subtitle is Denmark in full crisis mode. And that's not an exaggeration. This whole thing basically exploded over one weekend. We're talking early 2026. One analyst said the Danish government was literally thrown into full crisis mode. Think all hands on deck, alarms ringing in Copenhagen.
And this is the thing, right? This wasn't some quiet, behind-the-scenes diplomatic chat. No way. The leaders of both Denmark and Greenland went public. They made these really sharp, really forceful statements, basically calling out their most powerful ally on the world stage. That's a huge deal.
All right, Section 2, Trump's renewed push. Subtitle, the 48-hour escalation. So how did this blow up so fast? We're talking about a spark turning into a diplomatic inferno in basically just 48 hours.
Okay, so check out this timeline. The context here is everything. On Saturday, the U.S. carries out this major military op in Venezuela, which, sends shockwaves around the world. Then, literally, the next day, Sunday, with all that tension in the air, President Trump brings up buying Greenland again. And just to pour gasoline on the fire, the wife of a top White House official posts this map of Greenland with a U.S. flag on it and the caption, "Soon." You can imagine how that went over.
So that brings us to Section 3. Greenland is not for sale. And this really gets to the heart of it. It was this total clash of perspectives. You had three leaders, three countries, and honestly, three totally different realities of what was even being discussed.
First up, you've got the U.S. perspective. President Trump's argument was framed pretty much entirely around national security. The thinking was, look, we need Greenland, we absolutely need it for defense. And the kicker? Denmark will not be able to handle the task. So it's this view of Greenland as a vital strategic piece on the chessboard that Denmark, in their view, couldn't protect.
Okay, so then you get Denmark's response. And it's a completely different argument, right? It's all about principles. Prime Minister Mette Frederiksen is talking about international law, national sovereignty, the very idea of their alliance. She essentially framed the U.S. comments not as a business proposal, but as a threat against a close friend.
And then you hear from Greenland itself. And this is just on another level. It's not about strategy. It's not about international law. It's personal. Prime Minister Nielsen basically says, Greenland is our home. Our country is not for sale. It's a complete 100% rejection of the whole idea. Just not even on the table.
All right, Section 4, the Arctic strategic value. So this begs the question, right? Why Greenland? Why does the U.S. care so much? To get that, we kind of have to zoom out and look at why this huge icy island has suddenly become this major geopolitical hotspot.
And it really boils down to a few key things. First, geography. Just look where it is, smack dab between North America and Europe. Super strategic. Then there's defense. The U.S. already has a crucial ballistic missile defense system there. Then, of course, resources. We're talking a ton of minerals, which could be a big alternative to stuff from China. And finally, geopolitics. The Arctic is the new frontier for rivalry between the U.S., Russia, and China, and Greenland is right in the middle of it all.
Okay, next up, Section 5, Allies sound the alarm. Because this whole thing didn't just happen between those three countries, oh no. The international community jumped in pretty fast, and key allies started speaking up to support Denmark and Greenland.
And this is really interesting. You can see that even though Denmark's a smaller country, it was not alone here. You had the UK saying, hey, this is for Denmark and Greenland to decide. The EU came out talking about national sovereignty. Sweden said the exact same thing. The message was crystal clear and unified. This is their decision, period.
And just to show you how serious this was, get this quote from an analyst at Eurasia Group. He said, a possible U.S. move on Greenland was, and I quote, the biggest source of risk to the transatlantic alliance. Think about that.
a bigger risk to the core partnership between the US and Europe than even the war in Ukraine. That's a wild thing to say. It really puts the stakes in perspective.
So what's the bottom line here? What's the big takeaway? Well, what started out sounding like a kind of bizarre, off-the-cuff idea ended up revealing these really deep, really serious fractures in an old alliance. It pulled the curtain back on some fundamental disagreements about what sovereignty means, what security means, and really, what the future of the Arctic is going to look like.
And that kind of leaves us with this one last big question to think about. When a huge, powerful ally decides its own national security interests have changed, what does that security guarantee really mean for the smaller countries that rely on it? It's a tough question, and one that this whole incident forces us to confront.